Hey everybody, this is Debbie with The Pampered Chef, and we're talking about menu planning. So I wanted to give you a few tips of my own for how to plan a menu. And I have a blank sheet right here, and I just use scratch papers. And I print on the other side my calendar. The first thing I do, of course, is date it. You can see those on there. And then I plot um, our family activities. So if we have sporting events, concerts, church commitments, different things like that, they get put on here first because that will determine what kind of um, activities, what kind of dinner maybe I would make. Maybe I need something a little lighter because we're going to be on the go a little bit. Maybe I've got a little extra time and I'm going to double and freeze that meal so that we have another one for one of those other crazy nights. So that's step number one. Then as I get into I pull out the cookbooks, I pull out the recipes I want to use, and I write down the main dish. That's all I plan is the main dish. I have rice or pasta or potatoes on hand, and I'll just fix one of those in a kind of a rotating basis, depending on what the meal is, to go with any one of those. So some things I consider staple items. I'm sorry, I'm trying to fix that glare. Staple items are things that I'm going to replace right away. I'm not going to live without it. It's going to be in here as soon as the old stuff is gone. I'm going to make sure I have the new stuff. So when I write down the recipes, and you can see some of my plotting, busyness, things going on, and even some corrections or change it, fix it things. Here's one I did, ×2. Let's see, oh, Salisbury steak, that's coming up. And so I'm going to double that and freeze some for later also, and have a free and easy night, an easy cleanup. I love having freezer meal nights. But when there's a particular recipe I need to make sure that I have ingredients on hand, then I put it down here under this grocery list. So when I go to the store, I can shop 2 whole weeks at a time. And once I know I have all these ingredients, I have my staple items on hand, I can pick any item on these 2 weeks and fix it for that night. There is so much freedom there because, oh yeah, I should have all that stuff because I've already done the shopping. And I love that flexibility. I love not having to stop and just go, oh, I don't know what we're having for dinner tonight. I don't know what to feed these people. So the other bonus is that I have kept a lot of these. I have a file. I'll just show you. I have a file. Not all of these are recipes. Some of them are recipes, but a lot of these are older menu plans. And so I'll pick out a couple that are from fallish ones for fall, winter ones, spring ones, and just copy those ideas right down and create another menu. And it looks a little different. Some people just say, you know what, I'll just reuse this one. You know, in another month and a half, 2 months or whatever, I'll make another one, do that, and then I'll just redo this again. However is comfortable for you to do it. So double and freezing, favorite thing. Here's a couple of really good ones. If you're going to make tacos some night, make a triple batch of taco meat. Freeze the other 2 batches for tacos later on, or to put in a taco casserole or taco pizza. And you know what? That part of the job is done. It is so much fun to pull something out of the freezer and say, look, I don't have to do this part of the meal. It's just putting the rest of it together. Sloppy Joes, that's another great one. Meatloaf. If you make a meatloaf, make like a quadruple batch. So you bake a meatloaf for dinner, then you have one to freeze, and you just freeze it right in the mold where you're going to bake it. Pop it out. You have to like line it first. Pop it out and freeze it, and then it'll fit right back in that mold again. So you have one to cook for dinner, one to freeze, and the other 2 batches you make into meatballs, and you freeze those. You can throw a barbecue sauce on them to bake, or a sweet and sour sauce. It is magical to have meals in the freezer. The other bonus is that if you suddenly have a friend in need, someone's having some trouble or whatever, you've got something you can share with them. So I love doing that, although with a few gluten-free friends and dairy-free friends, when I freeze a meal, I will write down if I used flour or oats, or if there's dairy in it or not, just so that I'm giving them something safe to eat too. It'd be really bad to give them something to bless them with and make them sick. So thank you for watching, and we're on to the next video.